Alrighty, boys. So, if you're new here, I hope you had a good Sunday. Hope you had a good Sunday football. It's been a long, long day for me, but if you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, please make sure you come over to the DFS Sports subreddit. I make a post here for pretty much every slate. We have NBA coming up soon. I'll have posts there every day for NBA. Yeah, just make sure you come over. My name is Shook_Dash. I make posts here every day. I make updates too. Made an update for Showdown. You know, um, you can ask me whatever you want. I'll always respond to you. So yeah, please make sure you come over to that. If you ever want to get a hold of me, you can message me on Reddit if you want to get to me directly, or you can message me on Twitter at ToryLangley1992. I will always respond to you guys. So yeah, just make sure, yeah, if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can do that. So obviously we cashed in cash games, like no big deal there. Um, kind of typical, right? I'm just running hot. This was a $12 entry, and I won $100 on PGA. Let's go back to my lineups because I want to show you my GPP lineup. So let's go back here. I don't think that's the right contest. So cash games obviously cashed. I haven't missed a week in cash games. I've cashed 5 out of 5 main slates. I've had 5 profitable main slates in a row. And we are also doing NBA preseason. So if you want any extra stuff, I'll have a link to the Discord below where I'll have NBA preseason, more in-depth content for each slate, player pools for cash, GPPs, etc., etc. So I'm not going to show you my cash lineup just because it's pretty boring. But yeah, cash and cash games. I'll show you my GPP lineup. So I want to show you guys my lineups every day so you can track how I'm doing. I feel like that's very, very important for me. And I feel like that's going to decide if like following what I do is important or at least good enough for you. So I missed cash and GPPs this week. I think this is the first week I missed cash and GPPs outside of week 1. I just ate the Tom Brady chalk. Usually I don't eat the chalk and GPPs, but I just felt like Tom Brady, his pass catchers were very, very underpriced. Unfortunately, Leonard Fournette got all the touchdowns, so Mike Evans, Chris Godwin didn't really get there. Godwin got there at his price, but not good enough, especially Evans at that price. And my God, is Marcus Mariota just terrible? I mean, how does he go from peppering London to London having insane games to just not doing shit? I wanted to get to Dallas Goedert in GPPs over Tyler Higbee. That worked out. Brandon Cooks was my bring back for James Robinson. So, I mean, I don't know how much Robinson played in this game, but really, dude, you're going to go for 10 attempts for 27 yards against the worst run defense in all of football. That's what you put up. I could have put up more than 5.9 fantasy points against Houston. I probably could have went for like 6. Just throw me up the middle, do a little juke, get me in the end zone, 6 points. Just an absolute disgrace. But yeah, that's my GPP lineup. Been doing, I can show you guys a few winners from today for NFL. So I'll scroll up. Fast forward if you don't want to see this. Completely fine. $730, I believe. I only think you put a few dollars in. $730, $200 into $1,200. What else? What else? Nice cash there. A nice little cash there. What else? Nice little cash there. I feel like there were more. We got people playing Draft Stars, Australian people. $450 into 780, so a little 2x day there. Days just can't lose. The importance of cash games, guys. I tell you this. Play cash. $40 into $1,800. Josh had a good day. A little over 1.5x. Sipo, good day. Like, this is just getting insane. $159 into $1,000. I think that's it. I can't take any more. But yeah, we'll go over the showdown slate now. So we'll go over Vegas first. So we take a sip of water. So Devonte Adams at the top at 11,400. You guys know I played him here in cash games. Went two reception on 7 targets for 1 touchdown and 9 fantasy points. But fade. He's getting like 13 targets a game. But that's what Devonte Adams does. He's a target monster. Look at this. He's getting 30.8% of the target market share. That is basically consistently unheard of. There's only a few guys in the league that are going to do that. And those guys are Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and Stephon Diggs. So, yeah, Devontae Adams at 11.4K. If you can afford him, I think looks good. Super high floor, high ceiling as well. Definitely do like him. I think Derek Carr, if you're going to play Devontae Adams in the captain, please play Derek Carr with him. Correlation is extremely important. Or if you're going to play Derek Carr in the captain, play Devontae Adams with him. Extremely important to have correlation in GPPs. If people tell you otherwise for Showdown, don't believe them. Correlation is very, very important. So I like the top 2 guys here for the Showdown. Josh Jacobs with 8.8K. He's just there for me. Wish he was a little cheaper. He is getting He's getting 8% of the target market share, so he is involved in the pass game. I do believe Kansas City's only allowing 65 rushing yards per game, so if they continue to do that, that's not good, but he's just there for me. Darren Waller has seen a decreased target market share, obviously, with Devontae Adams back. But the price is going down. I think he's a fine option. I definitely do prefer some of the prices on the Kansas City side. If you take a look here, Darren Waller is only getting around 16% of the target market share. So not good. Hunter Renfrow is back, so that is definitely a downgrade to Mac Hollins. If I had to choose one, I think Renfrow is safer. Mac Hollins might have a higher ceiling, but both are just there for me. Both don't really stand out to me. Obviously, this target market share for Mac Hollins is definitely inflated with Hunter Renfrow coming back or being out for 2 weeks. So I expect Hunter Renfrow's target market share to go up a little bit. So if I had to choose one, maybe Renfrow, but Renfrow doesn't really have a ceiling, especially with Devontae Adams healthy. He has an okay floor, but definitely doesn't have a ceiling. I think Mac Hollins is more of the ceiling play, but definitely a much lower floor. Pretty high total in this game, so the kickers aren't going to be there's less of a chance for the kickers to be optimal when we're projecting the game to be higher scoring. The reason for that is because in a higher scoring game, the skill position players are probably going to score a lot more points than the kickers will. I think both the kickers are still good value plays, but if you want a GPP, if you want to win a GPP, and if this game is a shootout, um, more often than not, it's going to be hard for a kicker to be in the optimal, but I think the kicker is a good value regardless. Not going to get to the defenses. Keelan Cole, viable dart, but with Hunter Renfrow back, I don't know how much he's going to play. If we take a look, I don't really think anyone else played much. Like Brandon Bolden played five snaps, was in there to run routes. Not enough for me to go there as a dart. Keelan Cole obviously played a lot with Hunter Renfrow out. Outside of that, I don't think there is much else for me. So let's go over to the Kansas City side. So obviously it's a mess. trying to figure out what this team is going to do. Sorry I keep bringing this up. My microphone stops working sometimes, so I thought I had. Let's bring this over here. So obviously, I'm gonna want to try and get to Patrick Mahomes. Price has gone up, but he's just one of those quarterbacks that has such a high floor and such a high ceiling. In a showdown, it's definitely a scary fade. So I definitely want to try to get to Patrick Mahomes. And you can play Patrick Mahomes in the captain. So there are three quarterbacks that I'm fine playing Patrick Mahomes or fine playing in the captain. That's Patrick Mahomes, that's Josh Allen, and that's Jalen Hurts. Those are the three quarterbacks that I would play in the captain. Usually for my one lineup, I'm going to go tight end or wide receiver in the captain, but Patrick Mahomes is definitely firmly in play for captain for me. Obviously, I don't have to go over why he's a good play. I love him on this slate. I love Travis Kelce too. He continues to be underowned in flex and in captain, and I'm going to keep going back. If we take a look here, he's getting 30% of the target market share, like those guys like Devontae Adams, like a Cooper Kupp, etc., etc. His usage is just absolutely insane right now. I think some people might be scared paying this price for him, and I think that could definitely be a mistake. So I think Kelsey looks good if you have the money to pay for him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire keeps getting there with touchdowns. No, that touchdown variance is definitely going to change. He's not going to keep getting into the end zone, but I will say he did play more snaps this week. He played a lot more. He played 45 of the possible 80 snaps, so he had a little bit over 50% of the 50% of the total snaps. And he ran around on 22 of those and only blocked on one of those. So that's good to see. So usually I would say Clyde Edwards-Helaire is fish food, but if he's going to get over 50% of the snaps, I think he's a fine play, but I think he might go a little bit overowned for me. So Juju Smith-Schuster, we're going to have to monitor the news here. He was a limited participant in practice. We're just going to have to monitor the news here. If he plays, surely the Juju game's got to come at some point, right? He's actually getting 22% of the target market share. He's just not doing anything with it. So I like Juju if he plays and he's not limited as a bounce back candidate. But there's a wide receiver here that stands out to me a lot, and that is Marquez Valdes-Scantling at 5.2K. I like this price a lot for him. He's playing a bunch of snaps, kind of played about 6% of the snaps, right around 33 of them, averaging about 6 targets a game, 5-6 targets a game. Definitely a downfield threat as well. So for GPPs, I definitely like Marcus Valdes-Scantling a lot. And I kind of like McCall Hardman a lot for GPPs. Obviously, it's a very, very low floor. He's been playing. Last game he played 37 of the possible 80 snaps, so he's gonna have to get there on a big play. But he's gonna be very low owned if I if I were to think so. As a as a leverage play for GPPs and a ceiling play, I definitely don't hate McCall Hardman, but I like Marcus Valdes-Scantling a lot on this slate. Definitely do like him. Pacheco played. Where's Pacheco? He played 17 snaps at that price tag. Can't really get to him. Um, McKinnon has been pretty much out of it. Only played 18 of the possible 80 snaps. Ran around on 11 of those at that price tag. I think he's in play, but not my favorite play. And then we're going to have to monitor the situation with Juju Smith-Schuster. If Juju is out, Sky Moore at 2.4K is going to be a really good value. He'll probably be extremely chalky. Kansas City does run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Noah Gray is viable at that price, but he's more out there to block. Played 46 total snaps, ran around 18, pass blocked on 26, but he's $600. So I think Noah Gray is firmly in play for value. Outside of that, I don't think anything else stands out to me. So I hope this helped in some way, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.